What's up everyone, welcome back to another episode of the North Leeds Jitz podcast, the sometimes weekly show that we do here at GBRL Round Day. This week got Coach Kev and myself, very back to some of the older days when Mike was away and we couldn't get many people for the podcast. It's going to be a shorter episode, just for the same reasons that there's not been many episodes in the last couple of weeks, is because we're both crazy busy.
Yeah, and you've had a lot of announcements and bigger stuff, haven't you, with the price rise and things like that. So,
lots of cool stuff going on. I've been in Portugal for like almost a week. That was really fun. Training out the team with Braça da Prata. If anyone wants to go over, do like a jiu-jitsu type trip, I can really recommend Braça da Prata. It's Victor Estima's one of his schools in Portugal, and everyone there is so friendly, so welcoming. The team there's really nice. Really good competition as well, like a really good high level there. Victor was saying that in general, people who do jiu-jitsu in Portugal, he feels they're more competitive in terms of their, not as in like technical ability of it or anything, but in like they're just the way they view jiu-jitsu is more for the reasons of competition.
Yeah, I think I saw that a little bit in the people that were like the Portuguese people that knew each other, that trained obviously in the summer camp, and you saw that with some of them rolling. The intensity was like fun and playful, but still like super high. They were really like, really testing each other. Yeah, that's interesting. So what are the like highlights of that trip then, obviously, for going Portugal, jiu-jitsu and then the other bits as well?
Yeah, hanging out with Victor was cool. I was hung out a lot with the guy who owns Gracie Bar at Bakersfield, which is the third school they've opened in Nottingham. Professor Ramon and his son Dorel, who's yellow belt, and they were really cool. Talked a lot about just academy life. They've got quite a new school too, so it was interesting to hear their thoughts and everything, and nice to get some training with them. I didn't really do much touristy stuff because in like my previous trips to Lisbon, I've kind of done that and then done it again, so I thought I'd just kind of just chill out a bit more, and spent a lot of time in coffee shops, drinking chai lattes.
Beach. I definitely saw some waves.
I did go to
jealous.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's between Cascais, near where Victor lives, and Lisbon. There's just like a really beautiful line of coast there, so we just went halfway up and hung out, and that was really nice. Yeah, good trip.
I think we should definitely organise some sort of, we talked about the idea of doing some exchange stuff, but I think it just should be nice as well, just take a group there, and just like try and do something sort of semi-official and go, right, let's see who we're interested, put something together, give Professor Victor a bit of a heads up on the dates and stuff. And
well, I was thinking about this, and messages if you'd be interested in this, because at the hostel last day, it's really nice. And you can just book out like a room of 4. So you can easily just do that, get the bus up to the academy on the days, chill out in the thing. And one day, like we're saying on, maybe it was the last podcast, in fact, we would like to set up that exchange program where we maybe take 4 of the junior and teens students, maybe the people that are on the leadership program that's coming out soon, and let them experience some jiu-jitsu and different culture, and having that first, well, maybe not the first, but like travelling as a team, not just as like going on a family holiday. And I think that could be really beneficial for those guys.
Yeah, definitely.
I know like how important it was for me to do some travelling, and I think for young people today as well, university is not just the only option when you turn 18. Like a lot more people are either going into entrepreneurial stuff, going straight into the workplace, going to do some travelling. I think university definitely isn't what it is now. When I was, it was kind of more expected. Even then, I think it wasn't like 100% expected, but it was still expected. Like when I told people I wasn't going to university whilst I was at sixth form, they were like, "What? Like, eh?" Like even my tutor and my teacher was like, "Are you sure?" Like,
I think we can see that though, because obviously there's lots of people now that get degrees, isn't there, where they then just don't do something with the degree and they just end up getting a job. There's a lot more competition. People move positions a lot faster. So I think I think that's what employers look for. I know when I've employed people, I still do. I'm looking for some real world experience, not just I can see you started school, all you've done is stayed in education, because there's benefits to that, but I think having that balance is really important. If they were a couple of years older, had a degree and had travelled, they're going to have that kind of, that more open-minded mindset, slightly less kind of, what's the word, institutionalized. I think sometimes you can be if you don't get that experience.
And university is always going to be there if you're a kid. It's like it's 100%. Not going anywhere. But that freedom you have when you're 18 to 23 is difficult to get back. Very difficult to get 100%. Back.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
There's lots going on for you with the Fit to Thrive stuff and your David Lloyd's and even your stuff here is changing quite a bit as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. So David Lloyd obviously is now, I'm sort of slowly winding that down. End of January, I completely leave there. Hopefully I'll be offering a little bit back into the business, but from my business. But in terms of here, new timetable in January, which is super excited. And obviously that means that all the coaches have got that opportunity to deliver more classes, myself included, which is brilliant because I just love the coaching, and on top of the actual rolling for myself, it's just so beneficial. And then, obviously just launched with working at Johnny Grayson's place now, so he's sharing that with us, which is really great. So we've got a proper gym space and PT programs and
that's great.
The work, so it's super exciting.
And you posted some stuff on the group chat. I didn't look too much into it, but so you what do you actually offer here now? You got the massage stuff? Yeah, sports therapy type stuff.
So I do my sports therapy and then obviously coaching here. And then obviously outside I already do like this sort of 12-week PT programs. So that will be like generic stuff if someone wants just to work on more like fitness goals, or if they've got something more specific about mobility or kind of more combat conditioning and stuff like that. So a few people already come and will do some pad work and some kind of flowing work and more like MMA based stuff,
And people probably don't know, but you do offer kids private classes as well, don't you?
I do, yeah. So I'm never really opened that up. I do it for a couple of kids, usually if they're kind of a bit unsure about starting and things like that. But absolutely, is that, again, that's something for Professor Mike and yourself. But it's definitely something I can offer more in the future, which I think can be really beneficial for some kids that take a little bit longer to pick stuff up, or confidence in a large group. You can kind of prep them and get them ready for that. It's been really positive.
Sure. I've got some privates coming up, which is interesting because I stopped doing privates because I want to do so well at them that it turns like if someone books 5 hours of privates, it ends up being like not 5 hours of my time. It's easily 10 to 15 hours of like making sure even just the thinking about what's going to be best for that person, then they're studying it, and then trying to find match footage and all that kind of stuff, and it takes a long time, but thought I'd do it whilst we've got the winter break on. If you are interested in that, I've probably got a space for about one more pair, and I'm also looking for, I've got one girl who wants to do it with me, who wants to do 5 sessions, but she's not got a partner. So if you're interested in doing some and don't mind partnering up, then give me a message too.
Yeah, I've seen your notes for the group sessions, group privates you delivered, and they're like just huge. So and if you had to personalise it to an individual, like a bit like PT, and there's more because you have to really consider their level. It's not quite as generic, is it? So I can't imagine what your notes are like.
Especially when you're doing multiple private sessions, because the cool thing about the workshop is I just pick the topic, usually something I like to talk about anyway, and then but when it's on the one to two people, they're going to tell you kind of more of what they're interested in, and then you got to, it's all focused on that. So if you've got multiple people, you're now researching multiple topics, which is difficult.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to doing it, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, if you haven't done one with Coach T, I've done obviously his group privates, and they're priceless, really. I think I've done 4 sessions with you, and I think that stuff I could literally use for the next 5 years. So much in there.
December's quite busy, and we've got, what's the best order to talk about? We've got, next Tuesday, less than a week away from the time of recording this, definitely less than a week when you're hearing it, we've got Hodger Gracie coming up for a seminar, just doing the last bits of details on that with his travel and hotel arrangements, but that's all sorted. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be so good.
I can't, literally bubbling with excitement.
It'll be the busiest the mats have ever been. I think there's 75 sold places, and then there's also a few extra guests with
VIPs.
Yeah. And then at that seminar, we're also announcing. Do you know the seminar? The next seminar announcement?
No, because remember I was saying
Okay. So there is a very big, very unique experience. No one would have done something exactly the same as it. They've done something similar seminar experience that's going to get announced. There will also be 75 places for that. I imagine they will sell out equally quickly. I'll give you a heads up. It's going to be £75. It's a bit more expensive. The Hodger one was priced so low because it's our 3rd year anniversary, a celebration. And that is, so we wanted to do it as cheaply as possible, so the business kind of absorbed a fair bit of the cost, so we'll lose a bit of money on that. And then just for this one, it's £75, but we'll break about even, so it's not like we're making money on it, but it's going to be an amazing experience for whoever goes. So keep an eye out for that. If you are at the seminar, there'll be a QR code here to sign up, and if you're not, then it'll get posted on the group chat at the same time, so you'll have a even that chance to get a place.
Put your payday money away, basically. Save some money for that. Sounds great.
Other stuff, we've got the Sedulo
Christmas toy appeal. Yeah, so I've just put that together this week. We're going to be doing, basically raising some funds. We're aiming at about £500. We're looking to try and basically £30 per gift per child. What they do is they raise as much money as possible. They spend around £30 per child. This is for children that obviously won't have like a Christmas really or anything at Christmas. And then obviously they gather all that together and then deliver that to those kids. So it's definitely something, obviously Professor Mike has links with Sedulo, and it's something as a business I think that's really positive for our community again. So yeah, we'll be looking to do a bit of fundraising, and the beauty of it is once we raise the money, we'll go and get the toys for the kids, and then what we're hoping is people will want to come and help us then wrap those presents together at the academy before we send them off, obviously in a big Santa sack for the kids. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, I think what we said was, as a business, we're going to donate about £300, and then we're going to ask people maybe just stick in a £5 or whatever you can afford. For the rest of it, and it's like, I think the cool thing about that is it also helps local kids, and you get to, and they give us a list of each of these kids and what their hobbies and interests are. So you get to, it's not just like I just give them money and then it just vanishes into the nether. Like you get to see like the real impact of a kid who's like, I don't know, like super into Spider-Man, and you get him a nice cool Spider-Man toy or the new Spider-Man film or whatever. I think that's a really nice way, because it'd be pretty shit to be a kid and not have nothing to open on Christmas, isn't it?
100%. I think that's true as well. I think with charity, a lot of people, donate money and they're not quite sure whether it goes, does it go on the running costs of the charity? Like you say, we're actually going to be buying something tangible that's actually what that child will really want. And like you say, if that's the only gift they get, and it's something that's like, 30 quid, you can get something really good as well. That's literally the difference between them having a great day and a real rough one, isn't it? So
yeah. And then we've also got on the 16th of December, we're going to do the Reorg Rollathon, which may or may not have been announced by the time you listen to this. But so that's a Saturday, 12 p.m. Saturday through to 12 p.m. Sunday. We'll be asking you guys to donate some of your time and hopefully raise some money to help support Reorg charity, which they support veterans and blue light services through getting them into jiu-jitsu, and they actually do some other martial arts and fitness stuff like CrossFit nowadays, but primarily jiu-jitsu to help with their mental health and physical health as well after giving their service and to us. So that'll be a big one. We did it last year. I think we raised over £1,000 last year. So keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be it's a challenge, especially for you guys that do put the hours in. I remember last year there was definitely a few individuals who just put like a lot of hours of rolling in. Nice opportunity for you as well. The academy's open for 24 hours straight. Come in and maybe it's after your Christmas party, like
Mikey Musashi style.
Yeah.
Non-stop training, just eat pizza and roll forever.
Kev came in after his Christmas party last year. That was quite.
I did. I came in at like 2:00 or something, just to see like people rolling. A few people huddled around the heater, just staying warm. Because obviously you're so tired at that point. Like even staying warm is quite tough. Did you do the full 24 hours?
I was up for 31 hours on that because I was teaching before the rollathon started, and then there was the rollathon.
That's right.
Yeah.
You've not done that since you played Hogwarts Legacy, have you?
I don't know. It's, since when I was exploring Gryffindor Tower.
Dear. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. That is an amazing charity as well. So there's two. That's awesome. Two massive charitable events in December, isn't it? Good
That's
chance.
Kind of like, the precursor to the GBRL Foundation we're looking to start as well.
Yeah.
Which will, where we're going to have fundraising events throughout the year to have a pot of money to be able to support things like we already do. Like we already do support a lot of stuff. We don't need to go over it again, but it just gives us more opportunities as a community to have a real impact in the wider community.
Yeah.
So it's not just like we're here and we're an isolated little cell. Like together with over 500 people here, we can have a real impact on this community. Yeah.
Yeah, make the world. Why not try and make the world slightly better?
Christmas Day,
and we are in a great position as well. It's like you can take that for granted, can't you? But we're in a beautiful academy. We can pay for our memberships. We can do all that stuff. We are very privileged in that sense. So again, it's just I think this time of year more than ever, having that gratitude and giving something back, super important.
We've got some open mats. We've got Christmas Day open mat. I'll run that. Hopefully I won't break my wrist this year. And then I know Mike is going to do one on the 27th. More cool stuff going on during the winter break and closure because we've got some refurbishments doing.
Yeah, reception area basically is going to get a refurb. Yeah, by myself and Mr. Chris Bates.
That'll be looking cool. And that's kind of it till the new year. We've got the GBF programme starting.
Yeah, that's a big one as well. Absolutely. I mean, that last programme was so good, seeing like more women coming into the academy and obviously seeing a lot of those women on the mats now. And I said that from, obviously coaching the GBF, like they, the atmosphere during the course was really good. Like, it's just amazing to see like the difference as well. Sometimes when you, obviously generally jiu-jitsu is very male dominated and there's like real different energy. And obviously seeing some of those people come through who are on the mats regularly now, some of them obviously like Coach Veronica, coaching, which is really cool. So I think, that's such a good one. So again, if you know anyone that's going to be interested in terms of family members, friends, anyone you think might be interested as a female that would like to try jiu-jitsu, might be a bit nervous in terms of their fitness or obviously just coming straight into a big class environment, the GBF program is just like the perfect stepping stone really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's last time we got a lot of the wives of existing members and a handful of people who were friends that might want to do it together, which of course helps because you're not alone. Like you at least know someone to do it with you. I'd just say as if jiu-jitsu is going to give you stuff and you think, oh, my life has improved through starting this sport, then as a byproduct, you're almost like required to try and share it with someone else. Don't keep it just to yourself, kind of thing. Because if people if I use this example all the time, but if Mike hadn't shared kind of jiu-jitsu with me and said, "Oh, come down, do jiu-jitsu, like you really like it," see Alberto, and I was back when I was, and you'll know this, Kev, as well, when you'd done a martial art back in the early 2000s, it was kind of frowned upon to cross train. Like not just like people talk about croissants in jiu-jitsu where you train between academies, but it was also like quite frowned upon to train different martial arts. Oh, like if you were Thai boxing and then you heard your mate was going to Kung Fu, you'd be like, why are you doing that? That's like nonsense. Like da da da. And it'd probably be the same in Kung Fu. Like, why are you doing Thai boxing or something?
I think even more so sometimes in like the traditional Chinese and Japanese arts, because there's this real like master kind of mentality where it's almost like disrespectful. Why you're basically saying that person isn't good enough to teach you everything you need to know, which is obviously crazy. But oh yeah, totally. And I say that same for you. Knowing you from previous to here and seeing what you were doing here and then coming in. I mean, that's totally for me as well. It's changed my whole life. Of like Harry comes here, I'm here all the time, and now coach here. So, you've given that gift to me as well. I don't think I would have been as into it if I'd have been at the other place and that like stayed. I don't think I would have. I don't think I'd have ever had the passion in the same way. So you've got to. I think if something's great, you've got to tell people about it, and like you would do with anything else. You've got to check out the restaurant down the road. It's amazing. You should try it.
Yeah. And I think especially with stuff like jiu-jitsu, which can have such an impact on people's lives. Eddie Bravo had a good quote, speech, whatever, about jiu-jitsu, where he's like, it doesn't really matter if you do it for 10 years or one session. That might be the one session that you do might be the thing that you really needed in like a self-defense type thing, or just to give you a bit more confidence, like in a situation, or it might be the thing that you needed to lose a bit of your ego, that you realize like, oh, actually I'm not as physically capable as I thought I was just because I go to the gym or something like that. And I know even just doing an 8-week course like GBF, it's not going to turn you into some self-defense legend, or like you're not going to be tapping out people who've been training for 6 months or something like that. But you'll have a lot of fun, which is I think the main thing about it.
Definitely.
You'll get a bit fitter. You'll meet loads of cool people.
Yeah.
And if you want, though, you'll know that there's a community here for you that will welcome you with open arms and look after you, and you'll have a great time. It's like, whether you join or not, at the end, you'll just know that there's something cool going on.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly that.
All right, I got a study hall to do.
Nice.
That starts in 7 minutes. Then we've got a busy day with the rhinos and classes. So we're going to go. Next week, probably a podcast, hopefully. We might have some jiu-jitsu topics to talk about. See you guys, thank you.